If you guys want some healthy caffeinated supplements to drink, snort, or drew up the butt, you can use my code GM for 10% off anything that GamerSupps offers to help support me and the channel. Thanks. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's G Miners here, and Waveframes are hands down the best weapon type in Destiny 2. They have the best ad clear as a legendary weapon only, and honestly have some pretty insane damage as well, considering that you can one-shot rank and file enemies even when 20 to 25 power under level. With Ghost of the Deep and the new Pacific Epitaph Waveframe that just dropped, it now opens up the option to run loadouts that were completely impossible before, which is going to be super useful in just general play, things like speedruns, low mans, you name it. This is the first ever Waveframe grenade launcher to drop in the kinetic slot. Before this dropped, if you ever wanted to run something like a trace rifle and a Waveframe, for example, you were forced to run Egger's Scepter, which locked out your exotic slot. And the same thing applies to things like fusion rifles, where you would end up getting locked to only one option, like Riptide, in that kinetic slot. Now we're able to run a ton more loadouts, and we're also able to keep our exotic slot completely free while having a pretty decent Waveframe to run as well. So in this video, I'm going to be going over how you can get yourself a Godroll with a pretty simple farm, along with the best rolls that you should be going for in endgame PvE. Starting with the farm first, you're going to want to run the opening encounter for the Ghost of the Deep dungeon. This is the loot table for the dungeon, as you can see here, and it only drops from the first encounter. It kind of sucks to farm, but it's pretty impossible to wipe here, which is good, making things pretty easy. Also, you can optimize your farms if you do know the correct routing, so to help you guys out, here are all the routes to speed up your farms. The Ogre is going to be spawning in the left, right, or middle lane if you're standing at the altar and looking back towards where you initially spawn, which will then indicate the path that you need to follow. Killing the Ogre also is going to spawn some green mist that is supposed to help you see where to go, but sometimes it can be kind of hard to find, so to make things very simple, if the Ogre spawns on the left, there is only one route. The first enemy spawn is going to be located here, the second enemy spawn is straight back from this, and then the third and final spawn is also straight back. In the middle, there are going to be two routes after killing the Ogre. So if the green mist on the ground goes straight, these are your three spawn locations in order. And if the mist spawns over to like the right side, or you just really can't see it after killing the Ogre, that means you have the right hand route that goes under the rocks. Lastly, for the right Ogre spawn, if the mist does go straight, your location should be as follows. And then if it ends up being somewhere that you can't really see it, that means your route should start over in the middle island and go around like so. There also might be one route that I am missing, but those are the main 5 that we always had. Also, a route can never repeat, so this helps making farming faster. If you had one route on the right and then the Ogre spawns right again, it's going to be the other route this time. So splitting your team up to do each location of spawns speeds up the farm, and also make sure to only be killing the wizards so you can save time here too. As for the roles I wanted to cover in this video, there are going to be 2 roles that are good for PvE. First is going to be a lead from gold roll, which is a no-brainer. Lead from gold is great in double special weapon builds, or even just in general, since when you grab heavy ammo, you also gain some special ammo for the weapon. So this is great for keeping your ammo economy high while heavily relying on the weapon for ad clear. In my opinion, for endgame content and just a general ad clear roll, you want to pair this weapon with either redirection or kill clip. Redirection is obviously going to be my first choice. With this perk, as you get kills with the Waveframe, this is going to give a stack of redirection, which is then consumed whenever you hit or use the weapon against a non-rank and file enemy in exchange for more damage. You're going to be able to get up to 20 stacks in total, and each time you hit a non-red bar enemy, this consumes 5 stacks, each stack granting 20% more damage for that shot only. So this is going to be great to use in situations where you can just one-shot every red bar enemy, stack up redirection, and then for the few yellow bars that are found around the arena or encounter, you should be able to then one-shot them as well because you're storing up that extra high damage shot. Kill clip is going to be a 25% buff on the other hand, so it should play really similar to redirection. You'll still be one-shotting most rank and file enemies, but as you're spamming the GL, you'll pretty much always have that 25% buff to use against tankier enemies. You just won't be able to use it on demand like redirection. The upside to kill clip though is that if Waveframes do ever receive pretty massive damage nerfs, this will likely allow them to still consistently one-shot after any nerf in PvE when under power. Second to this role is going to be one that revolves around the perk Demolitionist, which is also in the first column. Depending on how you want to play with Demo, you could easily roll this with Redirection like I have here. However, Adrenaline Junkie should be a really solid pair for Demolitionist too, since they both revolve around using your grenade. And Adrenaline Junkie will likely be better than something like Kill Clip for constant ad clear, as long as you can keep ×5 up when running this for that 33% increase in damage, which is going to be higher than the 25% from Kill Clip. Overall, the best rolls that you can get, in my opinion, for this brand new Waveframe are going to be Lead from Gold with Redirection as number 1, then Demo with Redirection as number 2, and then probably after that, I would roll with Demo and Adrenaline Junkie, where Kill Clip is going to be a nice substitute for any of these damage perks if you do just want to settle for a roll rather than going for the perfect roll, because it can be kind of hard to farm. Also, make sure you do go for quick launch and high velocity rounds for the increased handling and reload speed as well. That is it for the video. If you guys do have any questions regarding why I didn't choose certain perks, or you want to ask me if a role that I didn't mention is good or not, feel free to ask that in the comments down below and I'll try to answer everyone. I do also stream a bunch over on my Twitch. A link to that and my Discord server are both in the description. As always, have a good one, guys. Peace.